A few years ago, we posted a slideshow video of our last trip to San Miguel Market, Mercado de San Miguel. And we'll link that up here in case you're interested at all. And that kind of shows you a good variety of the different tapas that you can get at this market. This is a good place to come get tapas because you can get a lot of tapas in a really small area. And so just about anything you want, you can get here. But it's also really touristy. It's just off the Plaza Mayor, which is just tourist central here. And so it's always crowded. It's a little overpriced, but they do have a nice variety here. They have some really good stuff. And it's a good place to come if you don't want to walk around and find the best tapas places everywhere. You can find a lot of good tapas places here. You can find some good vermouth. You can find some good wine, some good cervezas, beer, caña. That's a small glass of beer. This is a good place to get all of that. We're going to go and we're going to get a couple of things, and then we'll show you some other tapas places that you can go to. Una hilda para ella y para mí esos aceitunas y una caña.
¿Todo para llevar?
Es todo. Okay, so we decided to, Young really wanted a hilda here, and a hilda, it's actually named after a movie from the 1930s called Gilda, and it's got peppers, olives, anchovies all on a stick, and the trick is to try to eat as much of it as you can in one bite. I got some spicy olives, and really in Spain nothing's particularly spicy, but they call these spicy olives because they have pimentos or peppers on them. Also I got a glass of vermouth. Vermouth is a mixed drink. It's like a sweet wine here. It's not like the vermouth that you're used to being mixed with gin for a martini. It's actually just a sweet wine, and it's got some fruit in it. Very tasty. Ah, that's good. My spicy olive. Okay, that olive has a strong cumin and paprika flavor, but it's not spicy. It's not hot, but it's still good. Young is now going to eat the madness that is the hilda. There's an anchovy there. There's pepper. I think these are guindillas peppers and olives. She tried, but she blew it. That's what happens. No, don't try to make up for it. You screwed up. That's all there is to it. It's really good. Now this street is right outside the backside of the Plaza Mayor. Backside's an appropriate term. You'll see it's really busy. It's not because any of these places are particularly good, it's because they're very convenient for tourists. They're right here, they're right next to the plaza. A lot of people are eating here. We've eaten here. There's a place that makes decent mushrooms up there called Casa de Champignon. That's not bad, but generally, I think most of these places, they're overpriced and they're kind of underperforming. Go get your tapas someplace else. Behind me is a restaurant called Sobrino de Botín. You often hear it referred to as Botín. Botín is one of the more famous restaurants in town. They have a specialty here. They serve cochinillo, which is a suckling pig They roast it, they bring it out on a plate, and they cut it with a plate because it's so tender. Now, I will tell you that botín, I've heard people say it's really good. I've heard other people say, it's okay. I know there are better cochinillos in town. In fact, we're going to get one a little bit later while we're here. But this is certainly the most famous, and it's a restaurant that's been operating. It's supposedly like one of the longest continuously operating restaurants in the world. And it's famous because Hemingway wrote about it, and he used to love this place. Plaza Mayor is the beating heart of Madrid, but this place really comes alive in the evenings. That's when all of the old folks and the young folks, they all gather here, they walk around, they have conversations, they enjoy the beautiful Madrid weather, especially in the summer, and they walk around and just have themselves a nice time. I love coming to the plaza in the evening. Now, I generally don't come here for the food or the drinks, although you can get a nice sangria and sit on the plaza and just look at all the people. This is a great place for people watching. I love to people watch here, and I love the plaza, and it's especially if you see a musician playing, you sit down, you listen to the guitar, you pay a little extra for a drink, but so what? You can enjoy yourself. Quiero solo una tapa de tortilla y un vaso. Sí, sí, sí. Y un vaso de sangria.
Tortilla y sangría.
Es todo, sí. Now, I know I told you guys don't eat at the street behind the Plaza Mayor. I told you guys get Tinto Verano rather than sangria. And here I am at Maison de la Tortilla, having myself a wedge of tortilla, a glass of sangria, and sitting right behind the Plaza Mayor. Well, I'm a tourist, and once in a while I gotta let my tourist flag fly. And I really like that. They do serve Tinto Verano here if you want to get that. But I like their sangria, and also their tortilla is reputed to be some of the better tortilla in town. And I needed to get that while I was here. We're getting ready to leave for San Sebastian tomorrow, so I wanted to get my tortilla, my sangria, and we're sitting here and I'm gonna watch the people go by. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It's still light in Spain at that hour. It's great to watch people. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a good time. This takes me back to when I was in college, and in our dorm in the basement we had a little bar, and in the bar we had a bartender who used to have a wedge of tortilla on the bar at all times. You could get that. You could get yourself a glass of beer and a little tortilla. So good. I still remember the bartender's name was Manolo. And he was very friendly, and he was a nice guy. Spoke not a word of English, and most of us who were there at the dorm didn't speak a lot of Spanish, but we were learning, and we had to communicate with each other in Spanish because there were people from Japan, there were people from Italy. Most of them didn't speak English, so we forced ourselves to communicate in Spanish. And it was a great experience. This is a delicious tortilla. Get the tortillas while you are in Spain. You will never forget them. We still make them at home in California now.